you pour into so many other people. Who pours into you and fills your cup?
That's a good question.
Well, number one, first of all, I do pour into a lot of people,
Yes.
but I'm reminded out of the book of Luke, I said it on yesterday, that for much is given, much is required.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody in the gym is lack of, having not been given a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all of you, all of me, our producers, we've been given a lot. Yeah. We're not supposed to hoard what we've been given.
Yeah.
Every person should be pouring into somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Every person, from your book, to your experience in the NFL, to how you've overcome so much, how you've endured marriage. All of you guys are home. We're all homeowners, fathers, on our first marriages. But now I avail myself, number one, to profound levels of reading.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, I got a team of guys that I seek out over the course of a month. I'm not having a bunch of meals just to have a meal.
Yeah.
I'm seeking out advice, humbling myself, meeting with a group, maybe 10 guys a month. Hey, I need some direction and fiscal advisement over here. Hey, man, you've been married 50 years. What's it like, at this stage of your marriage?
Mm-hmm.
Fatherhood, grandfatherhood. Now I'm looking at the inevitable that I'm in the fourth quarter of not just my life, but my career. How do you, and I'm getting poured into, watch this, but I'm getting poured into guys from multiple economic stratospheres, from guys that have nothing, that had stuff, lost stuff, to guys that are multi-billionaires.
Mm-hmm.
And God will open up, let me tell you something about this thing about pursuit of vision. God will open up a door for people to walk into your life simply to deposit wisdom into you.
Yeah.
And that's how our campus came about. That's how Life Quest came about. But you got to be willing to sit and listen. You got to be willing to be offended. You got to be willing to listen to somebody say, man, shut up, fool, sit down, and not be offended. We don't do that anymore. I mean, as an example,
the art of disagreement is dead.
It is. You should be able to disagree and not get shot in the head.
Yeah.
I want to encourage you to go online and go on YouTube and watch this interview series from various dignitaries about President Barack Obama. Jeremiah Wright, Al Sharpton's on there, Jesse Jackson, Ta-Nehisi Coates. But I found one of my icons in the interview. I'm a big YouTube cat.
Yeah.
I could just literally waste an entire day watching YouTube from old school. I'll think of a sports hero. Last night I put in John Starks. I learned some stuff about what John Starks. That's one of my guys. John Starks, George Gervin.
Y'all see light-skinned people sticking together.
Exactly, sticking together. But I came across 2 weeks ago. I've always considered Jeremiah Wright, Dr. Jeremiah Wright. Retired pastor now from Trinity United Church of Christ in Chicago. A profound voice in my life. Mm-hmm. Profound voice in my life. And so I Googled his sermons, but I came across an interview that they're interviewing him on. He's in a debilitated state now because of a stroke. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of sources for us to get poured into if we'll just do the research.
Amen.
You want to be a greater head coach, man, are you looking up the legacy of Coach Eddie Robinson? Mm-hmm. Are you looking up John Thompson, Pat Riley? Are you looking up Don Shula? Fiscal gurus, who are, you got to be willing to sit and listen to understand, hey, I've been doing this wrong. Mm-hmm. Because real leaders, and you're all leaders, profound leaders, you have to recognize that people's lives hang in the balance of you being right.
Yep.
So if you're a fool, I go out and get a divorce. Imagine this. I go out and lose my marriage because of a 30-year-old. Mm-hmm. That had no gravity set in.
Your leadership is compromised.
Right, no kids, and she's flossing and she's telling me all the things. Maybe I'm not hearing and I lose my family. All because I wasn't listening to the right guy.
Yeah.
How to guard my heart, stay away from things, or have the ministry fall apart financially because I start dabbling in Bitcoin, don't know anything about it, which I do, but you got to be willing to listen to people. Even now with our charter school.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Everybody thinks they can do something until they start doing it. Then you realize I really don't know
Harder
what
than
I'm
I
doing.
thought.
I really don't know what I'm doing. And the humbling thing is that God will send you people to pour into you so you can pour into people.
Amen.
That's the essence of it. You look at everybody that you think you put on a management level following, and you look at if nobody succeeded from their leadership, it was all about them.
Mm-hmm.
But you look at the number of head coaches that spawned.
Their coaching tree.
Right,
Yep.
pastors, their pastoring
Same
tree,
thing, yeah.
financial gurus. But then when you got good men that talk about how to birth good marriages,
Yeah.
man, I think that's exciting. When you can sit down and watch you guys grow, man,
Mm-hmm.
and then you start prospering. And then your next generation prospers.
Yeah.
You know, today, Carlton's, puts a post out that his son got his first letter from Albion
Let's
College.
go, Lil Cav.
Offer. Yeah,
And,
congrats, Kev.
how we were praying and there was tears at Hour of Empowerment.
Man.
All CB wanted to do was get his son.
Get custody of his son.
And I said, man, that's going to happen, man. Just worship.
God will give you back the
You
years.
I
said
said, he'll
you
give you
back
back the years.
Yeah.
But watch this. See, most of us, if we just stick to what God says, he says, all things work together for good. We got to go through some trials.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go through some depths, man.
Yeah.
You got to go through some valleys. I mean, I've been through so many valleys, man. I think, man, I got a PhD in valley, and just in valley.
Right.
Because when you go down, God's taking you there for a reason.
Yeah.
So that's the pour. The pour in is for the pour out.
Yeah.